Welcome into another edition of The Session with Londa and David. My name is David Austin.
I'm Londa Sherwood-Austin. Welcome back.
I am super excited about this episode of the program because, number one, you're sporty spice today.
Hello. I just got back from the gym and the chiropractor.
And disc golf. You did it all today.
I did. I did. Yep. And in celebration of my birthday.
That's exactly right. This is the birthday episode. That's why I'm so excited.
The Naked Face edition.
The Naked Face edition.
That's right.
And
celebrating the double nickel birthday.
Oh, the double nickel. Okay. All right now. I didn't know we were going to say how many years it has been, but I guess we are. We don't have fear.
Because I'm not weird about my age.
That's good, right?
Yeah, I'm great. 55 is amazing.
Yeah. You've got a few breakdown points in your body these days. Like we've got special shoes.
Bro.
I love the special shoes. Are you wearing them presently?
Let me just tell you, if you've invested time and money into, if you're my age, a woman my age who has been a professional female, right? If you have invested time and money in beautiful shoes, and what I mean by beautiful is like stilettos, high heels, like gorgeous, and I have. My whole adult life, most of the work that I have done since I was 18 years old has required dress shoes. And I love high heels. The higher, the better, baby. Let's go. The higher the heel, the closer to Jesus. Okay? But I just want you to know that your next investment in shoes is going to start looking like this.
That's fancy. I loved it yesterday when you thought I was going to make fun of you because of your very sensible, corrective shoes. But I don't have a problem with that at all.
I dropped like $250 on Hoka's. If you're familiar with metatarsal issues, you're familiar with Hoka's. Yeah, so I've done pretty extensive damage to my feet. So now I'm in the process of trying to rebuild that center, that metatarsal arch, and we're in a restorative period of time.
Because of your sesamoid injury?
My sesamoid bones are a little angry. My metatarsal is pretty angry.
Yeah.
The fat pad's kind of worn down. My theory, though, is I know women who get fat injected into like their face and stuff. Can they do that for your foot?
I just don't know where they'd take it from. Maybe my butt, because I've got a lot more than you.
They can take it from right here. So anyway, I did think that was funny, though. I'm like, gosh, I've spent so much money on really gorgeous shoes, and now I'm spending like that kind of money on these really terrible looking shoes. But they are supposed to be like restorative and all that stuff. So I mean, who cares, really? It is what it is. So hopefully if I do this, then I'll be able to, put on my pretty shoes for a little bit of time. Actually, the advice is that I'm not ever supposed to wear a shoe over a 2-inch heel again.
Who said that?
That's with this metatarsалgia or whatever it's called. Right. That's the recommendation.
Okay. No more high heels.
No,
only
that's not going to happen.
Sensible shoes for you.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So people would ask me like, "Oh, are those comfortable?" I said, "No, but they look great. So who cares?" Right. That's my philosophy. But here we are.
Yeah. A little breakdown just in time for your double nickel birthday.
Hey.
I'd never heard that phrase before, double nickel. I like that.
I've never heard it before.
Did you coin that phrase, double nickel?
I'm sure somebody has said it before me, but I never heard it. I just came up with it. I'm going to be 55. It just made sense to me.
I like it. Double nickel.
Yeah.
I got a few years to go before I get there. I'm trying to catch up, though.
Yeah.
I'm running behind you, but I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah. So
the good news is I look 10 years older than you. I'm a little younger, but I look 10 years older.
I don't know about that. So I have a question for you.
Okay. Tacos.
So with everything that's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know specifically what you're referring to, but I'll just guess. I'll put my own.
There's always something. So let's just whatever. Whenever you listen to this podcast, it's whatever's going on in the world today.
Okay.
Are we seeing this affect the markets?
We are, positively. The markets are
that.
positively affected right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had some good gains on the stock market. We've had last week or a week and a half ago, the president threatened to put tariffs on the European Union if they don't get behind his interest in buying Greenland, right? From the Dutch or the Danish or whatever. I think that's the same, but I don't know for sure.
Right.
I'm no international scholar. Anyway, whatever the case, when he went to talk to the World Economic Forum, he said, just kidding, not going to do that. Don't need to buy it. Have a long-range plan. And the stock market surged. So we had him announcing the possible tariffs.
Interesting.
And the stock market tanked. It's one of its largest losses since October. But the very next day, he went in front of the World Economic Forum and said, just kidding. Ha-ha.
It's such a crazy thing. And I think this is why I'm glad that we're talking about this, because I think this is why I always come back to, hey, whatever's going on out there, I'm just a little bit more focused on what's going on right here.
Sure.
I want to take care of my family, my friends, my clients, my circle of people, and I don't get too swayed by what's going on out there.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
And I feel like I came to that conclusion several years ago because it occurred to me, I would get into like really deep, dark places mentally because I would spend too much time studying about and thinking about what's going on in the world and politics and whatever. And in order to preserve my sanity, I had to stop doing that.
Sure.
And become more focused on a smaller, I had to kind of narrow my focus a little bit, if that makes sense. And I found that's really helpful for me. Now, some people would say, maybe that's burying your head in the sand a little bit or whatever. But for me, it's survival. And I think that just being keenly aware of what the people closest to me and kind of in my orbit are needing and helping to meet those needs and taking care of is a contribution to the world as well. So
here's what I would recommend to any business person who's out there. Don't look at the headlines, look at your marketplace.
Oh.
Focus on your marketplace.
That's good advice.
And don't make instant moves based on day-to-day swings in the stock market.
Well, yeah, because it can change that fast.
And it does. And it's unprecedented. But, the day Trump was elected way back when for his first term in 2016, the forecasts for the market that day were that they were going to open down 1,100 points. And that night, in the middle of the night, in a speech that no one quoted, he got up on stage and said, we're not going to arrest Hillary. It was rhetoric to get elected, and we're going to try to work together. And instead of opening down 1,100 points, the market opened up 900 points. So we now have almost 9 or 10 years worth of history that the markets can move with one sentence from Donald Trump. One sentence. So if you jump on board and make rash decisions based on one sentence, you're going to lose. Instead, take a more conservative approach, look at the markets, but don't live or die by them. And if you do that and focus on the markets, not on the news headlines, your business will continue to grow.
Let's expand on that a little bit.
Sure.
Take it out of the market and just to your mental health.
Sure.
It's good advice for your mental health too, because I see a lot of people on social media talking about, man, the world's getting to be a dark place and that kind of stuff. And I think, this advice that you just gave is good outside of the markets, outside of business, just in life.
Sure.
You can't be blown by the wind,
sure.
right? You can't be pulled and because it can be such a whiplash effect.
People's social media algorithms push them toward the news they're excited about, right? So if you're excited about injustice, you're going to see every single bad video about what's happening in the world instantly without even looking for it. There it'll be.
Yeah, especially on TikTok, your algorithm, you can refocus your algorithm in a matter of like 2 minutes.
Right.
I've done it.
So if you're getting depressed by what's happening in the world, open a brand new browser and start looking for things that aren't doom scrolling topics.
Yeah, look for some positivity.
You and I were talking the other day
happiness.
and you were asking me my thoughts on immigration, and I'm not a constitutional scholar. I don't have thoughts about immigration because it's none of my business. I'm not an immigrant. I don't have thoughts about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people who are super pro one way or pro the other way,
yeah.
Why are they pro either way? It doesn't make sense to me. Now, if I had come here as an immigrant, I'd probably have an interest in the story.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would recommend, if you are getting sidetracked in your business from what matters to your family and your bottom line, stop looking at that stuff. Right?
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about a more, just to bring it, that was kind of a broad view, that
Sure.
just to bring it more locally, we were talking about a local story here in the Tri-Cities, and which created a conversation about coming together as a community, a neighborhood more
Right.
specifically,
Yes.
and building community in your neighborhood. And I think, I wonder if it's not time. I think it's time, people, to get out your front door and get to know your neighbors
Sure.
a little better.
Yes.
And, start kind of doing the things that bring people together. We need to be having more meals together. We need to be, do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I don't mean to sound so
Yep.
old fashioned, but whenever things seem chaotic and bleak, all I have to do is spend time with some people, real people,
Sure.
face-to-face interaction with real people, and all of a sudden my faith in humanity is restored.
Yes.
And I'm just like, wow, this is a breath of fresh air. And it can be as simple as, I went to Costco yesterday. Bless Costco. And as I was walking around, I ran into a couple of people that I know, not well, but people I know. And we had these really brief interactions that just gave me such a sense of joy.
Sure.
It's people. It's people. Connect with people. Sit down with people. Reach out to someone who you know and love that maybe you haven't seen in a while. You're doing that this afternoon.
Right.
You're going to go get together with somebody you haven't seen in a while. And I guarantee you after that, you're going to feel restored.
Yeah.
I think we need to focus on restorative practices.
I agree with that.
Right? So get some sunshine in your eyeballs. Go talk to some people. Go break bread, with somebody. Like, let's get, I don't know what I'm saying.
And if you're feeling like you need a buddy, give me a phone call and I'll take you to lunch with me on Thursday and introduce you to my Rotary Club. I got to tell you, that's a happy place to be.
It is.
With people who are not politically necessarily like-minded, but are socially like-minded.
Yeah,
they want to make the world a better place. Everybody in that organization wants to make our community stronger.
I love Rotary because it's not a political organization. It's not a religious organization. It is a social organization only.
Right.
And it's very evident. And I really, really like it. And if you're interested in visiting a Rotary, it's pretty easy to find one in your community. Google is free. But if you live in our community and you want to visit Rotary, reach out to us. We can bring you as our guest, and we would love to share that with you because it is such a happy, joyful, fulfilling place to be.
And our local city councilman, David Fetto, is going to give his classification speech on Thursday at our Rotary Club. So if you have an interest in seeing that, call me up. I'll bring you as my guest, and we'll go see that together.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing in your life right now to help you to focus on what's right in the world? And I know you don't really struggle with that, but with like darkness, that's not your thing.
I don't have
But
that.
what are you doing to stay focused on business and purposeful in your relationships and that kind of thing?
Well, I'm being intentional about my business conversations. I'm having a specific number of business conversations every week, and I'm doing it on purpose, right?
Nice.
I'm making phone calls. I'm making connections. I'm looking at my pipeline. I'm interacting with past clients. I'm doing all the things that I would do if there was nothing weird going on.
It sounds like you have a system.
Well, I do have a system, and everybody needs to have a system, right?
Systems save you, dude.
That's exactly right. And I learned a long time ago in the mortgage business that systems will save you.
Yeah.
And if you follow a system and you have positive business communication on a regular basis, you will get positive business. That's business communication leads to positive business.
Yeah.
And, having a good attitude is great for business. I don't know if you know that. Having a sourpuss in business, not so good for business.
Yeah.
If you have a frown when you're behind the counter at your point of sale in your business, guess what? You're going to be slow.
Yeah.
So smile.
Yeah.
And get excited.
That, what you think about, you bring about, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's the secret, right? Yeah. I'll never forget when...
It's in every major sales training, every major religion around the world, it's all
Believe
there.
it and you can achieve it.
Oh, yeah.
Seek and ye shall find.
As a man thinketh, so he is.
There you go. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And the reason they're everywhere is because they work.
Yeah,
if you look for
proven.
something, you're likely to find it. So why not look for good things instead of bad?
Someone told me one time, stop looking for a devil behind every door.
Well, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're in a horror film. Then don't look for anything.
If you're
ever,
in a haunted
you'll
house,
die.
you need to look for that. What else was I going to ask you about? What I was going to say though is systems. You said we're talking about systems. Systems save you. I promise you. Even in all different ways in business, we're very systematized in our businesses. We could be more, of course, but there's always room for improvement, But one thing that I used to do ages ago that I haven't done in years and years and years is like build a menu for home. But we are eating at home almost exclusively these days. And I am feeling overwhelmed. The last few days I've been feeling overwhelmed by like putting 3 meals a day on the table. And I know you feel that too. We share the load. It's not like it's all on me. It isn't.
I made all 3 meals yesterday.
Yes, you did. But I was getting like frustrated and overwhelmed. And then I thought, you have a system, dummy. Go use your system. And so that's why I went to Costco, because I got the it. And then all I had to do was think of the with it. Right. The it is the main thing, the main part of the meal. And then the with it is the stuff that goes with it.
Right.
And so now we have like a solid 3 weeks of meals planned out. And it didn't take that long, but I'm like, I need to lean into my system that I already have. I already created it when my kids were little. I had this system, So anyway, systems will save you. And I think systems for keeping your mind in a positive, a more positive place is important as well. What you are listening to, what you're looking at, the conversations that you have. You know, I have people in my life who I strategically spend time with, and then I have people in my life who I care about and I strategically don't spend as much time with, because for that very reason.
Right.
I think I'm in a place in my life where I don't have a lot of room for disruptors.
Okay. And I agree with that. I have no room for disruptors. And the good news is my brain doesn't even recognize it when it's happening. I don't see it. It's like non-existent to me. If somebody's complaining, for some weird reason, my hearing aids don't pick it up. I just don't hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to think about it. I want to think about what's right in the world.
Yeah.
All the time, full time.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, some people say it must be easy for you. Well, it is, because I decided when I was a kid that I only had time for fun. That's it, fun. And you know what? A lot of things that some people think are hard and are not fun, to me are fun. So I only have time for fun. Solving problems, fun. Solving problems for clients and making money, fun.
Yeah.
Spending time with business people, fun.
I have a question for you that I just thought of. I love business too. We just turned down about $1 million worth of business because it wasn't the right thing for the client to do, which is not always. It's easy, but there's a consequence to it, right? You're like $1 million worth of volume equals big paychecks for both of us in both businesses, right?
Sure.
But it wasn't the right thing for them to do. And we just kind of led with some factual information. You guys hear the facts of the case, if you will, and you guys decide what you want to do. And so they're taking a different route for now, and we'll come back when they're ready to make, a move. But the beautiful thing about it is that they reached out to me today and thanked me for always looking out for them,
right?
And helping them make really good decisions for their future rather than what they want to do right now necessarily. At the same time, we do have like $2.5 million in escrow, which is awesome, and I'm really thrilled with that. I'd like to have 4 in escrow.
Sure.
But there's always room for more. But along those lines, I wanted to ask you a question that I've been thinking about. So when you see, and maybe you don't have a bunch of realtors on your social media, but we obviously do because of what we do for business. But when you see just listed, just under contract, just sold, just closed, clear to close, pending, those posts. Has it ever occurred to you how kind of weird that is, that we do that? Because, and here's what I mean by that. Like, I've never seen, our friend JD, who runs restaurants, his family's network of restaurants, they don't make a post every time they sell a pizza.
Well, that's true.
And I'm just wondering, in the real estate world, it's very accepted and very expected almost. And some people are very consistent about it. You can actually go back, if you look at their social media, and track their year. But I wonder how weird it is to the rest of the world.
Well, I have an answer, and I saw it on social media, and I thought it was hilarious. It was a video of what realtors post and what they think the world is doing versus what the world is really doing.
Okay. And
it was like, just listed. And then it showed this lady in her living room going, oh my God, this property was just listed by so-and-so. Yay! Right. That's, I think, what realtors think people are thinking. I think, and what really they're thinking is, all right, and moving to the next thing. Well,
it's just to keep, I guess the motivation is to stay top of mind in front of your sphere of people, right? And let them know that you're successful, I guess. I've done it, and I do it. I don't do it consistently. So, so if you look at my social media, you're not going to know what my numbers are. But if you call me, I'm happy to share because I'm damn proud of them. But, well, and you don't get to tell people. Like you don't get to, you see the realtor. That's another thing. Wait, the realtor wrap up, people who posted like at the beginning of 2026, they posted their numbers for 2025. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Let me tell you something.
And we had a killer year. We had a gangbuster year, but I didn't like make a post about it because like, I just think there was something about it that I thought was weird.
Well, let me talk to you specifically about life in general.
Okay.
If you're at a cocktail party and a guy shows up in a brand new Porsche and he comes in and he's like, man, I had my best business year ever. I made $2 million and that's why I bought this sick Porsche and I'm going to buy a $2 million mansion and blah, blah. Wouldn't you think this guy's a jerk?
I would be happy for him and probably not spend time with him.
Exactly. I got news for you.
That's just me.
That's what your social media posts are shouting when you talk about how much you made last year in dollar volume on the Facebook. You're the guy at the party bragging about your new Porsche.
Do you think?
I do. That's how normal people see that.
I would love to hear from some of our listeners and watchers to see, what they think about that, because we're so entrenched in the business. It's hard to, and for me, when I see it, I celebrate with people. I'll send a direct message and go, congratulations.
Here's what I love when it comes to marketing videos. Clever videos and self-deprecating videos. Those speak way more to me than your dollar volume.
Yeah.
Our friend Kendra in Lafayette, Louisiana, posted a picture of a princess ribbon in her hair that her child put in her hair when they were playing dress up. She forgot about it and was out at a house working with an air conditioning contractor to help get the house ready for listing, and saw it in the mirror and thought, and took a picture of it and posted that.
Oh, that's funny.
Forgot that I was playing dress up before I had to come work on this air conditioning thing. I got news for you.
I love that.
That is good marketing, to tell people what you do without bragging about how much you make. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think so. The best realtors who do the most business talk the least about their numbers.
Yeah.
They talk the most about the things they're able to achieve in their personal lives while having a very, very busy plate.
Right.
A very full plate. So I think that's more appealing, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And another thing, now that we're talking about social media and marketing, I think as a lender, it is foolish to bite the hand that feeds you and to pick on realtors. And I saw a post last week where a lender
what the heck?
Kind of sniped because a top producing agent wrote, "What's going on with these grocery prices?" Right? And this lender made
a big social media post.
Yeah.
Not mentioning them, but literally calling them out. Like, oh, I don't believe these top producing agents complaining about grocery prices. Don't you make enough money? Doesn't your Tesla save you enough money so you can afford?
I couldn't
Suicide.
I couldn't believe that. And the person who wrote this, I know very well. And
I don't.
And I like this person. I think that was a bad decision. I think that was ill-conceived at best.
Well,
now,
it makes...
I went to the grocery store myself about 6 months ago because I'm not the shopper in the family and couldn't believe what I was charged for the 3 things that I purchased. Do you remember that? I came on the show and talked about it. It was shocking because I have no concept of it because I'm not the guy shopping.
Right.
So that person could have just as easily made fun of me for doing that.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with the amount of money I make. It has to do only with my lack of awareness with grocery prices.
I just... It's just my opinion.
Commenting on someone else's financial situation is a mistake. Whether they give you business or not, it's a mistake. It's not good. It's just like being the guy bragging about your new Porsche at the party. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to be that guy or be with that guy. You know what I mean? Talking smack about other people is as distasteful, in my opinion, as bragging about your wealth.
Yeah, I agree. People, if somebody asks me, "Hey, Londa, what do you think about and the rest of that sentence is political or religious or anything like that, I'm probably going to say I don't.
Right.
I don't think about it.
Right.
And if we're going to have that kind of conversation, you and I talk about this stuff all the time, but it's usually in our home over a meal. We're having a really interesting discussion that's full of curiosity, and we're really seeking to kind of unravel something and understand it better. There's not a lot of sharp opinions. There's just a lot of curiosity, at least on my part, because I am just really curious.
Sure.
So if we are in our home or your home over a meal and we want to have a discussion about, something like that, that's the place to have it, in my opinion.
Sure. I'm much more apt to talk about media coverage of an event than to talk about my personal beliefs about the event. Right.
Yeah.
Because
you are.
As a former reporter, I am very interested in reporting things thoroughly and correctly.
Which isn't
absolutely
media today.
I do have outrage about the way stories are covered. I don't have outrage about the story, though, because it's not my deal.
Yeah.
If I had strong feelings about a specific political thing, I'd join a legislative body and try to fix it.
Right.
I don't have strong feelings about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do have strong feelings about the way stories are covered.
Yeah.
Because that's a big deal to me. Because I was trained that way when I became a reporter.
Well, as we wrap this up today,
the one thing I want to do as we wrap it up, and I'm not going to hit it, is I'm finally going to do the coffee review that nobody asked for.
Yes, I apologize.
But actually, somebody did ask for it. Ground Support on Kellogg in Kennewick. Nice little coffee shop. It has been several different coffee shops over the last couple of years. It was Barracuda Coffee. It's been a bunch of stuff. Well, now it's Ground Support, and it's a lovely little atmosphere, and Ground Support is growing. They started as a coffee truck, like a trailer.
Mobile.
And it is parked at the Hapo Center in Pasco, and now they're having brick and mortar locations. They've got that one. There's another one that's being built right now on Keene. I think they're going to do really well. Okay. They've got a nice kind of hangout environment, and I went there with my friend Kyle, and I got to tell you, we shut down the place.
Yeah,
they rousted us out of there. Okay. They were very friendly about it, but they rousted us out of there. So,
and I didn't go, so I don't have.
That's opinion. Right. So I would say Ground Support in Kennewick is worth your time if you need a quick cup of coffee for under $5.
Okay.
So there you go. That is my coffee review that nobody asked for.
But somebody actually did. Yeah. So in conclusion.
In conclusion, I think if you're having trouble with what's going on in the world today, change your algorithm. That might make your life a little nicer.
Yeah.
Think about positive things and think about ways you can help positively affect change.
Expand your vision.
Yes.
Open yourself up to the world. Spend time with people you don't normally spend time with. Have a conversation,
And I would say
take care of your people.
If you're not happy with your current business, start making phone calls to past customers and get happy about your business.
Yeah.
There you have it. And there
That's
it is.
Good advice.
For Londa Joanne Sherwood Austin, the prettiest girl in the world, on Naked Face Double Nickel Birthday Time, I'm David Austin, and this has been The Session with Londa and David.